What's up, people? I'll be with you in just a momento. And we'll get cracking. We will get cracking. Bear with me in that regard. Trying to get my live stream tab out right now. Again, I should just do the pre-stream shit and then I don't have to worry about any of this. Okay. We're gonna get cracking in a sec. Community post is rolling out, and I'll be with you guys. Let me drag this over here so I can see you guys. Okay. Okay. We are good to go. There we go. Sorry about that wait, guys. Sorry about the wait. Let me get chat up and let me get cracking. We can just chill, have a good little vibe. And you know how it is, man. You guys know the drill, these streams. JVD, what's up, George? You're not early, man. You are bang on time. I mean, if that's what you want to call early, I'd say it's on time since I started 7. And yes, there it is. I was waiting for that, brother. I was waiting for that. But it's good to see both of you, George, as well. How are you guys doing? How are you all doing today? I've been pretty good today. I can't lie. Pretty low key day. Haven't done much today. We were gonna record the pod, but since it's Mother's Day, we're postponing. We're doing tomorrow. But obviously, I still wanted to get in the stream in for this evening because it was only gonna take a little bit of time. And so we're doing the pod tomorrow. That will be fine. It'll be good. So stay tuned for that. But I'm glad. Also, thank you for the support on the latest video. I will get stuck into that pretty soon as well. We can dive into all of that whole debacle. And yeah, it's nice to be back. I've had a pretty low key day today, just chilling. A couple of just scheduling some shorts for the main channel, just scheduling for the next like 2 weeks so I can just have it outside out of mind. Don't even have to worry about it, right? That's kind of my thought process for it. And also so just some idea generation for prospects of future videos, which I'm still working on. But if you do have suggestions, as I said, I'm always open to them. So please do not hesitate. If you have any good ideas, you might just end up making it on the channel. So you never know, but I greatly appreciate it either way. Realize I'm not very centered today. And my lighting is a bit shit. But yeah, Terry, what's up, man? It's good to see you. I'm not little bro, though. Don't talk to me like that. Best believe I'm not. I had training, listen, I had training on was it yesterday? I don't even know anymore, man. Yeah, I did. No, yes, I did. I had training yesterday. I was whooping ass, bro. So, actually, it was a bit of a mixed bag. But mostly okay. Did maybe take it out on the new guy a little bit. Actually, I say that. That's bullshit. I was letting him work. Reply, what's up, man? Been a little while. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Again, it's late where you're at, right? From what I remember, aren't you in India or something like that? From what I remember, I could be wrong. Please do correct me if I am. But from what I recall, it's always pretty late when you're jumping on a stream. Do you want to see my fight matchmaking card or 320? Is that the UFC Noche one that got announced? I'll hear that. I was thinking about that when that got announced on the broadcast yesterday. I was like, damn, who the fuck's gonna fight on that? I couldn't think of any, like, I don't know. We don't have any Mexican champs anymore, right? So there you go. 11:30 p.m. Okay, so, yeah, it's a reasonably late. Not by my standards, but you know, early stream. No, man, this is normal time. 7 p.m. So I always stream at 7, bro. 7 p.m. UK time. Always when I'm at, man. To be fair, the clocks. That's probably because the clocks haven't gone forward, or back, or whichever one here yet. So that might be why. Check stream reacts. Let's have a look, shall we? What are we looking for? Fucking hell, you came up, brought out all the stops for this. Bilal, Sean Brady, you want that as a Sphere main event? Bro, I don't like this already. Come on, man. Royval Moreno, I like that. I like that a lot. That's a nice one. Lopez Evluev, are you implying that's if Volk beats him, right? If that's so, yeah, I'm all for that. Or if Lopez becomes champion, I think you definitely make that fight, right? Grasso versus the winner of Blanchfield versus AC Barber. Yeah, I like that. Morales, Stephen Thompson / Ian Gary. Yeah, I like that. I was about to say Morales deserves a big step up. He's underrated as hell, making waves sort of quietly in the division. And I'd love to see him get a good step up. I think Ian Gary maybe a little bit too premature, but Wonder Boy is a nice fight for him. Torres Duncan. I think you give Torres a better fight than that, to be honest with you. Selhu Ribovic 2. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Ronaldo Rodriguez, Duncan Choi. Yeah, I can fuck with that. Ismail Bonfim, Rafa Garcia. I mean, cool. I like that. But if you're going to do that, you have to have the other Bonfim bro on there. You just do. It's a rite of passage. Rosas Jr., Cody Gibson. I'd give Rosas a bigger step up, to be honest. Fuck it. Why not? And the other three I like. Begza Almacan Martinez is a great one. There's some good fights in there. I don't like the main event, though. I changed that. That's the thing, though. I was thinking about this. There's no good Mexican fighters you can have held in the main event, right? How do you feel about Prates and Neal being off? I'm pissed, man. But I've heard rumors. I can't remember who said it. It was a journal that said something about Prates getting something special in the works on short notice. Fuck knows what that could be. But knowing his potential, his star power, his popularity, and how fun he is to watch, wouldn't be surprised if the UFC abandons principle and just gives him a big step up because they know he's ready for it. Regardless of whether he deserves it or not, that might be another question. But I do think they'll give him the shot at something big as a sort of, I don't want to say a thank you, but for taking a fight on short notice, they want to give him a good chance at something exciting. So it does for me, though. The main focus relies on Jeff Neal. I said the other day, literally on the other stream on Thursday, that, you know, when Neal, in a lot of his fights, specifically against Shavkat, I said he put a really good performance against Shavkat, despite the fact he was dealing with a lot of health issues. And that's been a common theme throughout his recent career. He's been dealing with a lot of health issues. I'm not really sure what it's to do with exactly, but he's never gone into a fight, you know, close to 100%. Obviously, no fighter is ever 100%, but Neal is definitely far from it in most of his fights, which makes it all the more impressive how far he's gone in this sport and how well he's done. So, not really surprised that he's pulled out here, but I am disappointed because not within him, because I understand it. You just can't control these things. I like to see Jeff Neal fight, man. He's always fun as hell to watch. Main event would change to Lopez Mobsar if Lopez wins. If Lopez loses, what title fight would you go with? Alex versus Ank 2? No. I mean, they probably would do that. It makes sense, right? Alex just has the star power still. You know, he might not have the belt anymore, but people are still going to watch it, especially on a Sphere card. So, Pantoja Marab, I like, though. It fits it, right? Thank you, man. Yara, if I pronounced that right. If I haven't, please do tell. But thank you, brother. Working hard. Is UFC going on Netflix? It looks like that might be a possibility, Thug. It's good to have you back, bro. Yeah, it looks like a realistic possibility. Especially with the rumors of discontentment we've seen with ESPN and the UFC's partnership around broadcasting issues, technical side of things, lack of pay-per-view sales from the other side of the coin. You know, so it would not surprise me if we do see the UFC part ways with them and move to Netflix. And knowing what Netflix are doing, their game plan towards pivoting from just a, you know, TV and sort of series streaming service to being something bigger, you know, going into the games department, but also going into pay-per-view stuff. Pay-per-view, I mean, conventional pay-per-view, so boxing, stuff like that, but streaming it as part of a subscription, as DAZN have done. That excites me to an extent. And obviously Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was that big test run they did of it, more of a proof of concept, right? And that pulled insane numbers. So, and I'm sure it did very well for them in terms of gaining new subscribers. So it looks like that's the avenue they're going down, and it would not surprise me in the slightest if they start moving towards a deal with the UFC. Yo, CB Delivery, my man, I love that energy. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the love. I'm hoping that you watched the last video I just dropped. I hope all of you watched it. If you haven't, go and check it out, but I won't hold it against you. But thank you if you did. Worked pretty hard on it. It was actually quite trickier. It's not even the right grammar, but it was a harder video to put together than I thought it would be. Just logistically, I wasn't really sure it was going to come together until right at the end. And it managed to sort of, it just happened and it worked. I was like, okay, this is good. I can put this out. But honestly, I was worried I wasn't going to get it done on Friday. I was working a long night on Friday trying to get it finished because it was just, I don't know, I was just not happy with it. So had to rush to finish it out and get it to a point where I was like, okay, this is actually good now. I didn't want to cut too many corners, though I did trim stuff out, but that happens with every video, right? I had to trim a good 3-4 minutes out of the video that just weren't needed, or there were some sequences I wanted to do, but I just didn't finish. I just didn't think were necessary, and I think it worked out in the end. Is UFC going to hold John Jones and Aspinall fight for a new broadcasting deal? That's an interesting point. I'm not sure. I hope not. WWE's already partnered with Netflix. Yeah, I know they're under the same ownership, but there are some, you know, hurdles there. Which fight's next for the doc treatment? Can I finally get my Pantoja doc? Maybe. I don't know. I'm definitely more considering it now, but honestly, I just don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to broaden my horizons a bit. I want to do some encyclopedic videos. So like everything, every blank explained. So I want to do a really long, just encyclopedic look. It might not be as cinematic as my normal stuff, my docs, but I just want to do a really nice long deep dive, a comprehensive deep dive into something. So whatever that might be, I'm still trying to figure out. But I do want to work on another fighter doc soon. Maybe not the next one because I just did the Paddy one. I think I kind of want to alternate a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. I watch a channel content when I eat food. That's the right way of doing it, man. That is the right way of doing it. Was Hill Roundtree called off? I believe so. Isn't Hill out with an injury? I read something about it this morning. I haven't seen. I'm not sure about the intricacies and the ins and outs. So you guys might know more than I do. Joe Pfeiffer definitely tested positive for roids. We tested positive for a questionable hair transplant. I'll say that. His hairline, it looks weird. It just doesn't work. He's got nothing on Paul Craig's. Paul Craig's hair transplant is S tier. Mythical Fighters video. Honestly, I might reconsider that one. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to reconsider, hold off on that for a little while, and then I'll probably go back at it maybe down the line. I just think I don't think it's the right time right now. But I'm torn. I'm torn at the moment. I've got some ideas that I want to do. It's just a matter of, in terms of a title format, I know what it is. I need the right person to fit the bill, essentially. So we'll see. When could we expect Ilya fight announcement? It's been a long time. I know, right? It has been a while. I mean, actually, it hasn't been a while. It was 308, right? That's a bit harsh, to be honest with you. He only fought at 308, so not, unreasonable at the time. I think he'll definitely fight again this year. I'll be confident in that. I think probably International Fight Week, or maybe at the back end, really back end of this year. We'll see. You're right, Reply. You know it, brother. After all the work we did for you last time, what do you mean? What does that mean, bro? I make what I want to make, all right? Listen. Joe Pfeiffer looks like he could be the cop that body cams cut off. Oh, right. Is that in a bad way? Is that what you're insinuating, George? I feel like it is. Can't really relate to that too much in the UK, to be honest with you, bro. Give us a title, we'll help you now, man. I'm still not sold on what I'm going to do, so we'll see. We will see. I'm looking at my shortlist right now. I need, if you have any new ideas, please hit me with them again. Because stuff can always just come up, I do want to do another Shemaev video. I'm waiting on Shemaev to get a fight announcement. When that guy finally fucking fights and we get something for him, the first thing I'm going to do is going to make that doc. Same with an Aspinall video. As soon as Aspinall gets that fight announced, whether it's Jones, whether it's not, I'm doing a video on Tom because it's been overdone. I haven't done one on him in a while, like a full-fledged doc. My last one did really well on him, but it's not a great video in comparison to what I can make now. So those two 100% are on the moment those guys get fights, I'm doing videos on them 100%. Those are the two top priority when they get done. But outside of that, in terms of what I'm going to work on in the short term, still torn. As I said, I'd like to do. I don't know. I'll give you the two titles I'm working with right now. If you have fighters that fit the bill of this, I've got the most disturbing UFC fighter of all time and the most hated UFC fighter of all time. Those are the two, and I need the right person to fit that bill. I don't know who they're going to be for each of them, but if you have any ideas, hit me with them. It is a massive star in Spain. I know, it's crazy. I saw the street thing. Yeah, I mean, he's massive, and deservedly so. Bunch of fight news soon. I hope so. What software do I use for video editing and thumbnails? Good question, Thug. I do DaVinci Resolve, the free version. I don't even have Studio because I'm a fucking frugal bitch. I use that for all of my editing, and then thumbnails, I use Canva Premium. It's worth every penny. Canva Premium, £10 a month. Can't go wrong. It's great. I can't be asked to learn Photoshop, even though the ceiling is much higher with that software. I just like Canva because it's simple and it makes things very, very easy. So, there you go. Next pay-per-view, I feel like we're getting... big announcements. I hope so. We're long overdue because a lot of the cards coming up haven't got any leeway. Advancements, let's say. Live on Ilya Tapura. Hey, making it a little weird. Pat Barrett, no. No, not enough. There's not enough there. Pat Barrett you could do, but no, that's kind of... It's just not really my kind of lane, Not really where I want to go. I don't like... For better or worse, I don't particularly like slagging fighters off too much. Tony, since MMA Point just did BJ. Yeah, I could do a Tony video. I could do it. I haven't done one in a while. Most hated, TJ. Yeah, but it's been done a lot. TJ's been done a lot. I would like to do a TJ doc, to be fair. But, it's fair. No one's done one in a while, so maybe I'll do a TJ one. Or at least I'll shortlist it. I'm always chopping and changing. And again, the Mighty Mouse doc, I really do want to do. But I've kind of covered his story quite a lot in like Dana White videos and stuff. So I don't know. I'm torn on it. I do want to do a Mighty Mouse one for sure. Again, the problem I run into with him is there's just not a lot of footage of him I can actually use, which makes things so much harder. That's the worst part. So annoying. It's so annoying. Feel like people are kind of changing their minds on TJ thanks to Jackson Pod. Yeah, I think he's just maturing a bit, to be honest with you. But again, he is still quite scathing and harsh, like he always has been. You know, when he was talking about Anthony Smith and how he's never going to be a champion, like he doesn't mince his words. He never did. Did MMA Crazy claim ever any videos? No, thankfully not. And I'm going to touch wood there. Thankfully they didn't. Most hated Mario Batista. Bro, I'm not doing a whole ass doc on Mario Batista. No one gives a fuck about that guy. He's brutally honest. He is. Sometimes you have to be. I mean, in a lot of ways, you could make the argument that that's why he is a UFC champion, right? Because it's that unwavering mentality. It's the, that brutal honesty. I'm sure he applies as much as he applies to everyone else. He probably applies to himself tenfold, and that's why he's so good or was in his prime. Because any corners he refused to cut, and any weaknesses he acknowledged, he would fix and make up on. So that's the championship mentality, right? Yeah, I don't hate the guy. I mean, but again, at the end of the day, he did cheat, and I can't really respect him on a fighting front in a lot of ways because of that, which is a shame. Because I think fighting-wise, he's very entertaining, and skill set-wise, he's very good as well. He didn't need to cheat. You don't need to cheat. You know, he already had the skill set and the work ethic to be a champion. You did not need to take performance enhancers. You just didn't need to do that, but he did, and that's it. And that's forever going to be stained on his career. Most disturbing MVP's dad. I read about that today. Wasn't he like? I mean, I'm not even going to get into that. I'll probably get demonetized. I saw something fucked up about it. Not a fighter though. Sorry guys, I'm really tired today. I've been kind of ill a little bit. Maybe I don't know. Caught a little. I don't know what I got, but I'm good. Oh yeah. Also, everything's cool. I know I mentioned on the Discord. I know on Thursday I was a little bit stressed out and preoccupied about shit. Everything's fine. We are sweet boys. Don't worry. Cleared everything up. Sorted everything. Just some life stuff that was kind of pressing matters that I had to deal with, and I was a little bit concerned about. But we're good. So you ain't got to worry. Everything is fine. Business as fucking usual, baby. We are back on the grind. Paddy video smashed it. Still doing pretty well. Numbers are doing nicely. Touch wood again. Fingers crossed that keeps going. But again, got a lot. And also, something I noticed with that was, oh, I just dropped my phone. Hang on. Ow! I just hit my fucking face. Fuck's sake. With the Paddy video, I got a lot of lovely comments from some of you, new and old. So I really do appreciate that. I actually brightened my day on Saturday and Sunday. It made my weekend very nice. So today and yesterday, it was nice to see. So a lot of lovely support and nice comments. So I'm glad. I like to think that's reflective of the improvement on my videos and the extra work I put in. I hope you guys can see that as much as I feel I can when I'm making them. And those comments really just validate that. So, and I don't necessarily seek it, but it's always nice to see. So thank you again. I don't forgive his cheating, man. That's not from what we know, George. El Disgusto, what's up, brother? That's an interesting name, but I like it. How you doing, brother? Most hated Jamal Hill. Nah, Jamal Hill's on a bit of a redemption arc right now. Can't lie, he was humble after the jury loss. And I said that. We said that on the podcast, actually, when that fight happened, when he lost the jury. This is an opportunity for him to gain back some fans. Be honest with himself, be humble, and be straight. Don't be fucking delusional and coping with excuses. Just say it how it is, and that's exactly what he did. And I think Jamal's always really been like that to an extent. He's clearly a sound dude. So I'm all for a redemption arc. So I've never been Jamal Hill's biggest hater. I've never been his biggest fan, but I can always appreciate sort of remontada. So most hated was Volk after the Aldo win. That's bullshit, bro. Maybe in Brazil. Come off it. Not that deep. There's way more hated fighters than him. I mean, even back then, I would say it was after the Holloway fight. If you're going to make an argument for Volkanovski, it was after the Holloway rematch. People hated him after the Holloway rematch because they said, "Oh, Max got robbed." No, he's not the judges. He did what he could to win the fight. Blame the judges, not Volk. But after 251, I want to say it was 251. I could be wrong there. But after that fight, Volk was public enemy number one. It was only after the Ortega performance that he actually earned the respect from the masses. That was when people said, okay, this guy's legit. He'd earned his shot, and he deserves to be the champion. Most hated Bilal. Yeah, I would say a different adjective for him, to be honest with you. I would just say most forgettable. I wouldn't say he's really hated. I would say Leon is way more hated than Bilal. I don't think that's even a hot take. I might do a Leon. I have done a Leon dog. I did, but it was like 8 minutes long. It was like a mini video dog. But that was my first experiment in one of my first early experiments into cinematic editing, which I haven't really done before. And you can notice that I don't think I have that video up anymore. But it was cool. I was really proud of that at the time. And it kind of sucks compared to now. But you know, hate Leon a lot. Leon makes it hard to be likable, I have to say. He was a lot more likable before he became champion. I didn't like the things he was saying to Bilal and overlooking him for one, and also saying the things. To be honest, it was after the Colby fight. I liked him a lot more. I still do like him. I'm still a fan of the guy, but it was hard to root for him. It was a bit frustrating to watch when he was overlooking Bilal, saying he's just Bilal, and saying all these things about he didn't deserve the shot, despite the fact Bilal was in the exact same position Leon was before he won the belt and got the title shot. It was a bit hypocritical. Didn't like that from Leon. But, you know, I think all the stuff with Colby, he held himself in a very good position. You know, said all the right things, was mature, you know, emotional when he needed to be and deserved to be. And put on a maybe not an exciting performance, but a deserving and clinical one. So, but again, he hasn't really said anything about the Brady fight. I don't think there's anything to really critique him about. You know, people just don't like him. He is overhated, to be honest. It's crazy. I mean, the one thing I really hate is the insane shit revisionism I'm seeing about Leon, saying how he was never that good. It's like, honestly, I don't know if I mentioned this on stream, but my God, that genuinely jars the shit out of me. It's like, what are we talking about here? He was never that good. The guy was a champion, knocked out the pound for pound #1, beat him in the rematch, and defended his belt again. He defended his belt twice. He was a UFC champion and defended his belt twice, and you're saying he's not that good. What are we doing, man? It's just like, that's what I hate is when MMA fans don't understand the scope of how incredible being a UFC champion is. To do that, you are in the 0.1%. Thousands and thousands and thousands of fighters will never get close to sniffing a UFC championship, let alone winning one, let alone defending one twice. And so when people do this revisionism, disrespect bullshit, like they did with Izzy and all of this bullshit, every time a fighter inevitably goes past their prime, and I don't think Leon's even at that. He's just had some poor matchups and poor game planning. But even in the case, the point still stands, right? I think it's ridiculous. I think it's frustrating, and it's the worst part of the MMA fan base because I feel like unless you've trained and unless you have maybe even worked with fighters, talked to fighters, had experiences within the industry, you don't know the work these guys go through. If you're just a fan, I'm not saying some of you guys, I feel like if you watch the sport enough, you can get a good grasp of that. But the casual fan has no idea how difficult it is to get to that top level. No idea. So when you see this bullshit about, he was never that good, what are we talking about? Saying the head kick is lucky. No, it's not. It's drilled after hundreds of, even thousands of hours on the mats, practicing the same technique over and over and game planning for it backstage, which is on record, by the way. You know? Leon always sucked. He grew up in Birmingham. Is he disadvantaged already? Okay, crap weight, rage bait. I get you're joking with the second part, but I know you're rage baiting. Most hated could honestly be Chandler. Nah, Chandler's not too hated. He's kind of laughed at almost just because of the whole Conor debacle, but he's not hated, to be honest with you. You saying you don't remember the name? I like Bilal as a person, but when he's on the mic and he's just annoying as shit and he's not fun to watch. But as a person, I really respect him. I do like what he's done. You know, just as you know, as a sort of charity, he's a very charitable human. I'll put it that way. Nice guy. Don't particularly like him in terms of fighting, and within the realms of the UFC, I don't like him. But outside of it, he's a good dude. I think you could, to be honest with you, though, I think you could say that about a lot of fighters, and maybe that's not a bad thing. You know, at the end of the day, these guys got to make their money. They got to earn their keep, earn their bread. So if you have to maybe lean into a more extreme version of yourself, a different character, sometimes it's just like that. Chandler's just a clown? No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe he made an error waiting for McGregor, but I don't know. As I said, I think Paddy's going to sub him. I hope some of you guys are warming up to that opinion because honestly, I think it's the right one. You know? Hey, Paddy video is doing some good numbers right now. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for tuning in and being supporting the channel, man. It means a lot. It really does. Oh, can you guys still hear me? My mic's cooked. No, we're good. Again, I touched that cable. It's basically a death sentence, so I got to be careful. But I do appreciate all you guys being here week in, week out. And just, again, supporting on the videos. I know I keep saying it, but it does mean a lot. You know, we've had rough patches here and there. Like last month hasn't been great for me in terms of personal, but also the channel. And that's okay. You know, you're going to have these bumps in the road, and we keep pushing forward. You know, big things on the horizon. You know, just I feel good about the prospects this year. Again, 100K, maybe not by the end of this year. Maybe that is a bit extreme. But next year, for sure, 100% we're going to hit 100K next year. And that excites the hell out of me. That excites the hell out of me a lot. Can't wait. They went to the barber and asked the Cornelius. I didn't go barber, bro. My hair just changes shape whether I shampoo it or not every day. Honestly. The worst thing about having long hair, I'm telling you. It just has a fucking life of its own. I mean, look, I didn't have a trim. See, it's still... Maybe it's almost too long. I'll go back. I might get it cut down a little bit. Back's too long. But what can you do, right? MMA... Thoughts on MMA Joey's weird obsession with Colby and Chandler? Says, Dad, it's good to see you again, brother. He makes a video about one of them every other day. Well, I can give you an easy answer for this, or an easy sort of solution to your question. Tell me, again, I don't know, but you tell me how many views those videos are pulling. Because if they're pulling good views, that's why he's doing them over and over again. It's really that simple. Most hated Colby, yeah. Actually, Colby, I feel like Colby's a good position to do a Colby video, but I did one back in the day, and I've talked about Colby a lot. Part of me does want to do it, though. I might do one. Maybe I'll redo it. Because I feel like Colby's in a weird position where he's kind of... Like, his character is so obviously forced now, and it's just so... You can really see the decline of him, right? Especially after his last fight where he looked very, very past it. He very much did. So, I don't know. It's an interesting video to do. I could definitely see myself doing another Colby vid. Claims Colby isn't a draw, but always makes a video about him. I don't get it. Well, I mean, if the views are good on the video... I mean, there's an interesting split there. I actually think there's a point there, Daz, to be fair to you, or to him, because... Fighters can do good metrics and pull good numbers in terms of viewerships online and YouTube. But when it comes to pay-per-view sales, it's a completely different story. Sean O'Malley is a perfect example of that. Very good metrics online. And not saying he's a bad pay-per-view seller, but he's not the guy you think he is. You know, he's not. He doesn't actually do insane pay-per-view numbers, but if you look at his metrics online, you'd think he would. I'd say Colby's probably a similar example. Either side of that coin, I'm not sure whether it's one way or the other, but there's definitely a contrast between the two. I wouldn't say he's a big pay-per-view star anymore, but I'm sure he pulls good numbers online. I would be willing to say that. That's what I would say. Oh, man. Sorry, bear with, guys. Bear with me. Just looking at something kind of semi-important. We need Jiri to save the light heavyweight division. I mean, he doesn't need to save it, man. Everyone's going to watch Jiri Prochazka fight, whether he's got the belt or not. He's a big name, big star, and he's fucking entertaining in the cage. I mean, have you seen the finish rate on his fights, win or lose? They are insane. I don't know if he's ever gone to a decision. I could be wrong, but maybe once. I'm not actually sure. I don't think he's ever gone to a decision, which is insane. Leo's not the guy you think he is. No, I'm better. What's that? What does that bowling guy say? Whoever you think you are, I am. That's me, bro. That's me. Let's go for that. We should. What did I miss? We're talking about Jiri Prochazka, talking about Colby Covington, star power, whether either of these guys are big stars, big names, and big draws, and whether they translate online to in person and pay-per-view sales. Anything, really. We're just waffling, man. It's good to have you guys here. I always look forward to these streams, our little chats. And as I said, I like these streams because it's always a good chance for me to connect with you. And again, I always love when you guys... I know we can talk about MMA all day, but if you ever want to talk about anything else or talking about... You got questions about the channel and my workflow, I'm always happy to talk about that because I don't get to talk about it enough. Biggest cut, Ian Gary, joke in brackets. I would say... Here's the thing with Ian. I don't think... I really just sounded like Sean Strickland there. Fucking hell. Here's the thing, you guys. No, Ian Gary's a guy... He doesn't help himself, but equally, I think he leans into the hate on purpose, right? I actually think that's an interesting sort of line for Ian. I think he does it intentionally. I almost think he rage baits. He draws reactions out of fans on purpose to bring in more hate, to bring in more eyes. But again, he'll say these things like saying he's got the best calf kicks in the game, better than Alex Pereira, which isn't true, but he'll say it. And he might even believe it, but he also, at the same time, knows that it's going to get people hating on him. And he wants that. It's publicity. So, I think he's doing the right things. Pete Weber got banned from pro bowling. They want to come back arc. Why did he get banned? I'm not doing that. Red Eye Lab. See, I get this a lot, Sword, but to be honest with you, I don't really see it. I'm pretty sure that guy's bald now. And anyway, his hair is completely different to mine. Like, it was anyway. He had completely different hair. Yeah, he had a mullet. Great. So did a million other people. I wouldn't say I look like iDubbbz. to be honest with you. But here we are. I do want to get eye surgery, though. Get rid of these glasses. I can't do it. Just need to bite the bullet. My hair is all over the gaff today, though. He's a Chelsea fan? Oh, me, yes. You remember? Yes, sir. I do discuss that. And I hope you mean football, not in the non-American sense. DUI stuff? Oh, shit. That doesn't surprise me. Donnie, man, I'm good today. I'm good. I'm glad you asked, bro. It's good to see you. I'm better. As I said, I mentioned it earlier before you just came on, but, I know I was stressed out on Thursday. I had a lot of shit I had to deal with. But we're good. We cleared it up. We're all fine. Everything is good. We are chill. So, nothing to worry about. Video's doing good. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. And it's nice to be here. Okay, no, that's crazy work. I will say, I might have a good hairline, but I do have a fat forehead. That's the trade-off. Ian Gary gets outstruck by MVP in round 2 and 3. Also, Ian Gary, I snake charm the snake charmer. Did he say that? So what? Who gives a fuck? I don't care what these guys say anymore. He won the fight. He did well to win the fight. It's MMA, not kickboxing. I don't really give a shit. About the hate he got. I don't really get it. Good version of IDubs. I'll take that. I don't really dislike the guy even after this turn he had. I think he's okay. English mate, Barnsley fan. Love that, brother. Love that. That's what I like to hear. I feel like I have an excuse to support Chelsea because I am from London. So I might not be from West London, but I am from London. So I think it counts. My bad if you already talked about it, but what's next for Moreno? I mean, I did obviously propose in the title shot. I think in the title, a title shot is feasible, right? I could see that. But I would like, to be honest with you, I would probably like to see, Tarexi mentioned it earlier in the Discord, the Brandon Royval fight looks good. I like that. What's your eyesight? Not great. It's like +6 in both eyes. But it hasn't changed in years, so I can get some surgery on it, I think. Good for fights, though. Yeah, true. My favorite thing is when MMA fighters say I beat that guy 9 out of 10 times. Who said that recently? Someone said that recently. Can't remember. Kevin. George, you have to remind me. Someone said that recently. Kevin. Yo, Leo, what do you think the upside for Lerone Murphy is? That's a good question, brother. I feel like he doesn't get much buzz for someone with a lot of momentum. I'm glad you asked because he's a guy who doesn't get enough love. As you say, I definitely agree. I like him a lot. I think Josh Emmett is a real tough fight for him. It really is because Ige clipped him. And again, MMA math isn't, you have to be careful using it, right? But Josh Emmett isn't going to give him any leeway if he lands flush like Ige is. And Ige hits hard, but Josh Emmett is a different ball game in that regard. But Lerone is very technically gifted. I just like to see him be a bit more defensively sound. Improve his takedowns a little bit more. I think his actual wrestling and scrambles are good, but his takedowns could be better. Very well-rounded, like him. Great striker. And I think he gets past Emmett. I think that's his hardest fight, to be honest with you. I think if he beats Emmett, he'll have an easier fight stylistically in his next fight. So, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. But I like him. We've seen that shit so many times, though. What? Which one? Moreno versus who? Are you talking about Moreno Royval? Pete Weber dog. I'm not doing the Pete Weber dog. Yeah, Leon said it. I think you're right. Yeah. Again, that goes back to what I said. Leon saying all the wrong things on the mic. That's one of them. It's not a good look, It's Shem. Thank you, man. I love you too, bro. Thank you. Appreciate the love. I appreciate the love from all of you. As I said, I got a lot of nice comments on the Paddy video, and that really made my weekend. So thank you. Well, that's what Jones happened. Put it this way, brother. I was a lot more confident. I'm a lot more confident in it now than I was last year. That's what I'll say. But last year I would have said there's no chance. Now I actually think I'll give it like a 27% chance. 27.5%. We'll go with that. That's probably my odds of it happening. And Leon's washed too, brother. I don't think he's washed, man. The guy's not out of his prime. He's just, put it this way, he's fought 5 wrestlers in a row, He's not. I think you put him against a striker, I think he'd beat Ian Gary. I think MVP is a tough one for him, but I think he'd beat Ian Gary on the feet. I think the grappling is where he'd probably lose that, right? I think most strikers, he'd still whoop. It's just a matter of styles. And again, he does need to improve. I definitely agree in that regard. You fight who you're given. And if you lose, you lose. You take that responsibility. And he lost to Brady soundly. Again, stupid fight IQ moments like shooting that takedown. He's done that in his last 4 fights. And every time he's done it, his opponent has sprawled them. Every time. Brady made him pay for it and he lost the round. So, listen, I do think it's a mental thing for Leon more than anything rather than his skill set. I think we've seen he has the ability to be the best. Shoot, defend takedowns. He did very well against Usman, did well against Colby. Those are 2 of the best wrestlers in the game. Brady is very good at that too. No disrespect at all. And same with Bilal. But he had, especially against Bilal, he had success against Bilal. Took his back and won that round and nearly finished him at the end. That fight was closer than people give it credit for. He definitely lost it, but it was a close fight. Brady won less so. So I wouldn't say Leon is washed on a technical front. I just think it's the mental side of things he needs to work on. If he really wants to be here and be at the top level still, I think he just needs to work on his mental side of things. That's what I'd say. Will Jones get the 6-month preparation? Probably, even though he shouldn't. Emmett wings those punches, though. For someone with Murphy's skill set, I'd like to see him come prepared for that. I'm sure he will. I mean, listen, Ilia Topuria is the blueprint. If you want to look at a perfect counter to Josh Emmett's fighting style and ability, go look at Ilia Topuria's performance in that Fight Night main event, because it's one of the most clinical boxing matches you'll ever see, and it's perfect. Doesn't even take really a scratch from the man. It's pretty incredible. Some of my favorite striking from both guys too, to be fair, but Ilia outclassed him, and that's what Laron's, I'm sure he'll be looking at in preparation. Leave MMA before MMA leaves you. Yeah, I wouldn't say Leon's at that point, but some fighters are. Okay, I'm assuming that's bait, Daz. There's a lot more boring fighters than him. What are you talking, bro? What do you mean? I'm talking about Topuria. I mean, I don't know how behind your stream is, so Leon. It was either Leon or it was Topuria. I was waffling about that. Predictions: Aspinall Jones. Aspinall by first round knockout. Book it. First or second round knockout. I'm telling you. This is a man who has the shortest average fight time in the UFC. This is a man who is more dangerous statistically than Francis Ngannou is. Sure, Ngannou might hit harder. Who's got the quicker finishes, though? There's your answer, man. I mean, I'm going to be real. The stats don't lie. I've been backing this man since day one. I've said this a million times on stream. I said this since he fought Arlovsky, that this guy would beat John Jones should they ever fight a heavyweight. I've been saying this for years. People are finally seeing it, and I'm not going to be the guy who said I told you so, because to be honest with you, it was always obvious. And I think anyone who watched MMA in depth and really kept up with his career would have been saying the same thing that I did. But I'm glad that people are seeing it as Tom Aspinall's cracked the mainstream, and it's on the precipice of one of the biggest fights in UFC history. People are finally seeing the light on that, and the odds reflect it too. But he is an animal. Tom Aspinall is a fucking animal, and he will beat John Jones soundly. I really don't think that fight's close. I don't care if it's John Jones. People are mortal. This is mixed martial arts. You can lose. You can win every single fight in your entire career, but you can still lose one. You might not have one on your record unless you count that DQ, but you can still lose. You are a human being. You're not a god, as much as some fights may make you look like one. We've seen John Jones in trouble before. Hell, against Reyes, he should have lost. Thiago Santos, you can even make the argument, maybe loosely, but he was in trouble there too. Like, for me, Tom Aspinall is the guy to do it, and should that fight get made, he absolutely will. Joe Rogan stand-up comedy? That is a great question, Daz, because I'm telling you, it's the most unfunny thing I've ever seen in my life. Joe Rogan is not funny. He's also said that awful thing. Didn't he say there's only probably 200 comedians worldwide left? Like, what are you talking about, bro? I mean, he is painfully unfunny. Honestly, I watched a dissection of his comedy set. Holy shit, it is bad. He basically just makes loud noises, makes jokes that are dated about 4 years too old, and humps stools. That's basically any Joe Rogan comedy set. It's terrible. John Joe said Tom Aspinall was a monster and he could beat him. He said that while Tom was on the come up. I'm curious if you tell me where. I'm curious to see that. Kratos Doom Guy. Oh, that's a tough one. I'd have to go with Doom Guy, to be honest with you. That is a tough one. I'd have to go with Doom Guy. He is just, I mean, he's defeated, probably billions of demons, bro. He just defeated legions of monsters, bro. Kratos is a god, but bro, Doom Guy's he's a different gravy. Different ball game. Elephant YouTube channel? Is that where you wait, is that what the link is for the thing, or am I crazy? Whole Road and Jogan Click is not fun. I agree. None of them are really. I mean, it depends if you count. I mean, Theo Vaughn, if you want to include in that, I think he doesn't. I wouldn't really put him in that small circle. But I think I quite like Theo Vaughn. I think he's all right. 250 comedy assassins. That was actually unintentionally funny. I mean, that's probably the only way he could be funny is if he does it unintentionally and we're laughing at him. You linked it to me? Where? Where did you link it? I'm trying to find it. Where did you link it, bro? I'm trying to find it. I'm blind. Show me where. Brave Line defense against cancel culture. What would we do without this Brave 250? I know. God forbid, bro. Who wins this, Paddy or Kratos? Okay. Hilarious joke. Kratos would beat everyone except Tom Aspinall. Except Aspinall. Mark Norman, is that the channel? Oh, the Elephant Graveyard, right? Okay. I think was that the one I watched? Oh, is this the one I've seen? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I saw this. Yeah, his burn the boats video. I saw. Holy shit, it's terrible. But he did another one recently. I'm gonna watch that. That looks like a great video. Got some sick thumbnails, I have to say. Very good thumbnails. I'll have a look at that. But to be honest, I say I will, but I don't know how much I can stomach of more Joe Rogan comedy, even if I'm watching someone dissect it. Kato, I am, brother. I've been from London my whole life. Born and raised, man. Whereabouts are you from, my friend? I'm always curious about where you guys are from because we've got people from all over the earth tuning in, and that is kind of crazy to say. You know, I always kind of forget that and take it for granted to an extent, especially with the YouTube analytics. You can just see where your viewership base is from, and it's crazy the amount of countries, you know, some of you guys are tuning in from, and it is pretty surreal. The one is also good. Yeah, I'm going to watch that after this, probably. Joe Rogan thinks like stand-up comedians are like refugees. Yeah, I mean, I think the only person probably actually, he is probably the most unfunny of them all. Maybe Brendan Sharp is more unfunny. But Bert Kreischer guy is painfully unfunny. His whole joke is, haha, I'm an alcoholic, but he doesn't even acknowledge it. Chicago, nice, man. I've never been. I've been to the US a couple times, but I've never been to Chicago. I've been to, where have I been? I've been New York and I've been Florida. Cool places. America's very loud, though. It's very much in your face. That's something I couldn't really get used to, but I did like it. But people are very friendly. They're loud, but they're friendly. Elephant latest video goes after Rogan's whole comedy crew. Yeah, I can tell from the thumbnail. I'm not gonna tune in, as I said. Yeah, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen him say. Russia saying he would rather go to. I mean, Rogan saying he'd rather go to Russia than Canada. Like, what are we doing? He's drunk. He's drunk and out of the wrong Kool-Aid, bro. Indonesia, nice, man. I've always wanted to go to Indonesia. Never been. I was in Thailand not too long ago, so that's, you know, not too far removed. Thoughts on Ilya's name change? I don't like it. I understand the vibe he's going for, and it'll probably fit better once he's finished with his story and his career. I think it'll probably fit. But El Matador was just so cold, man. It was just so good. It's such a good nickname. Austin, Texas, nice, man. Oh god, that means you're close in close vicinity to Joe Rogan, bro. I'm sorry. Dude, enjoy the boys out in Thailand. Okay, right. I thought you were gonna say the boys is in the show or something, but no. Okay, I'm not even going there. I'm not opening that can of worms. Not that there is even a can of worms to be opened. It just isn't. So I don't know what we're doing here. But no, I mean, overall, I mean, outside of, I mean, not talking about Thailand, I mean, more recent memory. I've had a pretty stressful but good week, you know. Getting the video done for you guys was good. Having that whole clear yesterday, this whole debacle on my personal side of things just being cleared was great. New music that I'm loving came out, you know, from my favorite artists, dropping singles. I've been bumping that all week. Just trying to appreciate the little things. And that's what I said earlier about trying not to take for granted, you know, where you guys tuning in or where you guys are all from, is crazy. So just appreciating the little things is what I've been trying to do this week. All the while making sure I got that Paddy video out for you guys. So yeah, it's been a lot of reflection. I moved because he inspired me. Oh wow. See, it's weird. I liked Joe Rogan before, and I still kind of do, but I just don't agree with his. He's just saying some crazy shit, you know. It's hard for me to like him anymore with some of the things he's saying, you know. Podcast cringe. I know I watch podcast cringe as well. Chair, I pinged you in the Discord. I didn't see it, bro. Where did you ping me? Bro, I haven't got a ping. Where, man? Where am I looking? Upcoming fight cards? Where is it? MMA News? Is this it? No? Where am I looking, man? I don't know. I haven't got a ping. It's not showing up for me. Scroll down. Yeah, where, man? I don't know. I'm in all of them. I just joined the voice channel. My mistake. Bro, I don't know. I haven't got no pings, bro. You might have to re-ping it. It's not showing up for me. Elite's whole shenanigans give me Diaz McGregor 1 vibes. Imagine he gets choked or knocked out lightweight. I mean, bro, yeah, sure that might happen, but he knows that, you know. That's why he talk and walk the walk. Exactly. And even if he doesn't, I respect him for even just doing it and going this far with it anyway. But you know, he's putting his money where his mouth is. You know, he is backing up everything he's saying, and he's putting that added pressure on himself because he knows he can handle it. And yeah, sure, he might lose one day. It's MMA. It will probably happen. But you know, that's just, I rate him for doing it. Do I practice any combat sports? Yes, bro. I do no-gi grappling. No-gi jits. I was training yesterday. Got a friend involved, which was cool. Got him to show up. Showing him the ropes. It was cool. Got some good rounds in. Honestly, I just some really high pace, bro. I was doing a lot of rounds and I was just putting myself in shit positions on purpose to try and defend because I just need practice. I need to work on my sweeps. That's what I'm trying to do. Just repinged? Okay. There we go. Now I see it. Right. Oh, right. Well, the flyweight division matchmaking. What have we got here? Tyro Horiguchi. Yeah, I like that's a great one, actually. Yeah, I like that. If Horiguchi comes back to the UFC, I like that a lot. Pantoja, Marab. Marab can't cut to flyweight, bro. Are you saying Pantoja moves up? At flyweight. I mean, Marab can't fight at flyweight. He can't do it. He's no way he can make that cut. Maybe, actually. He's quite small. I don't know. Versus Kai Kara France, the rematch. Yeah, that's probably what will happen. Kai deserves the shot. Royval Moreno 3. Yeah, why not? I know it's been done a million times. Perez Elliott, yeah. Albazi Cup. I give Cup a step up, to be honest with you. I think that's a bit harsh on Cup. I think you give Cup maybe give Cup Royval. Fuck it. Do that instead. Temrov Urseg, yeah. Ulanbekov, Almabayev, that's a great fight. Joshua Van Bruno Silva, I'm glad that's booked because it's a sick one. Asakura Johnson? No, that's too low for Asakura in my opinion. Confirmed he's coming back. Hashtag MMA news. Who? Oh shit, you guys fucking bro, I'm catching up with the stream now. I got missed some stuff. Oh, don't worry, Walnut. I saw your comment on YouTube earlier today. Appreciate the love. And don't worry, I apologize. Lived in London for 5 years. Whereabouts are you? South, bro. I can't really elaborate too much more on that, obviously. Don't want to dox myself. But yeah, South, man. Born and raised. All fucking my life. I am, and I'm planning on staying. I'm planning on moving out this year, maybe next year. Hopefully this year. But I don't really want to leave London as expensive as it is. I'm too attached. Can't lie. Silence Rage, what's up, man? New here, great vibes. I appreciate it, man. That's what I always try to bring to the streams. And the videos too. Obviously much more serious and theatrical in tone. But, you know, I work hard on those, so I hope you can appreciate those as well. And thank you. Again, I don't really like to think about blowing up. I just like to think about the next video, man, because the only way to get to the highest level here is just to work hard and keep going. So that's what I've always been trying to do. But I appreciate the love, man. Thank you. Larry, how you doing, bro? No, I haven't seen 7. Been meaning to, though. Only does BJJ so we can dominate by the men. Fuck it. Why not? Cool. Thoughts on Volk versus Diego. Worried for Alex. I'm worried for Alex in the first 2 rounds. After that, I think it's his fight to lose. Diego doesn't have the pop on his punches to really get finishes later on, in my opinion. He's very, very dangerous early, though. And it's not like a matter of Volk will get out of those first 2 rounds. It's a very realistic possibility that Volk gets finished early here. Very realistic. So we'll see. I'm just worried from early. I might make 2 bets. To be honest, the fight's going one of 2 ways. It's a Volk decision or a Lopez round 1 or 2 TKO. That's, for me, I don't see any other alternative. Obviously, there is possible for that. It's MMA. We know how unpredictable this game is. But they're my 2 cents. Thank you first. Appreciate it. Like I said, I've been working really hard. And I know my oldest videos aren't up on the channel anymore. But man, like, even to be honest with you, even with the oldest video that's up there, it sucks, bro. It's not good. But the improvements I've made, I like to think are great. Like with the Paddy video, I think it's great. I think the Volkanovski video is the best work I've ever made. I think that video is fucking, I'm so proud of that. I don't know if I'm going to make a video better than that for a long while. Though down the line, I will probably say otherwise. But, you know, I really am proud of that Volk video. I wish it got more views than it has. Maybe down the line it will pick up. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see. Should Volk retire if he loses? Yes, he should. If Ilya does ever lose, MMA 2 will absolutely crucify him. No, I don't think so. I mean, sure they will, but it won't mean nothing to him at all. It won't, and it shouldn't. He's done everything he needed to in the sport. He's won the championship. Like, that's the ultimate goal. But I as well reply, I think he will retire, more importantly. I think if he loses, he definitely will. Would I ever do a video on Craig Jones /B Team / New Wave? Listen, I think the jiu-jitsu drama is childish. I hate it. I think it's all bullshit and weird. It's really weird. I guess that's the intrigue about it with the whole Gordon Ryan shit and his brother. It's weird as fuck, right? I think they're all a bunch of weirdos. Craig Jones I like. Everyone else I think is just strange as shit. I hate jiu-jitsu drama compared to it. It's just childish and weird. And it's a little bit departed from my usual stuff. So probably not. But who knows? Maybe if I have a change of heart. I don't like how Volk is sort of looking past Diego. Normally I'd agree, but I think it's more because Volk knows his ability and he knows he can beat Diego. And I trust, based on his past efforts and He's the kind of guy that will do his research. He will put the effort in and study and do everything he needs to do to ensure he wins and gets his hand raised. So I'm not worried about him looking past Lopez, regardless of what he's saying. I think he definitely is preparing adequately. Can't see Volk leaving on a loss. Sadly, I kind of agree. There's a good chance he might not retire. But I think he will. I think maybe the Topuria fight really put things into perspective for him. But we'll see. Who do I think Ilya fights next? Charles or Arman? He doesn't fight either. Not Volkanovski. Ilya Topuria is who I think he fights. Wait, no. Islam Makhachev. I don't think he fights Charles or Arman. I think he fights Islam Makhachev. Jiu-jitsu drama? Yeah, man. The competitive jiu-jitsu is awful. It's full of men, like man-childs. Or men-children. Is that the plural? It's awful. Terrible. But no, I haven't seen 7. I said. I've been meaning to watch it, Daz. Sorry, I did reply to it earlier. I have been meaning to. I just haven't. It's one of those films that's been on my backlog for ages. Want to see Ilya lose, not from a place of hate, because I want to see experience MMA Twitter that day. I don't give a shit about MMA Twitter anymore. I care about good fights. That's what I care about. You know, if Ilya was to lose, I wanted to lose because he was in a great fight. You know, that's why I want to see him lose. And I like the dude a lot. I'm a huge fan of him. Volk has always held himself super high, which is respectable of fuck. Yeah, I mean, exactly. He holds himself to high standards. It's like what I said about TJ Dillashaw earlier on in the stream. The reason he was a champion and was so good is because he held himself to such high standards. Volk has always done that as well, probably even more so. Try the Islam Darce in BJJ practice. When I started to squeeze my lats, the Darce became easy to finish and to have a bit short arms. That I can relate to that then. Maybe I should try that. The problem I have, listen, my entry to Darce is my usual sort of flow. I'm just struggling to connect this one bit together. Whenever I'm starting standing and someone's sitting, I have a really nice pass where essentially I throw the legs up, make them roll over their shoulder, and I'll basically sprawl on top of them and go straight into a turtle, get them into turtle, and then I try and roll them over to their side to shoot the Darce through, but I can't get that rollover right. That's the bit I mess up because I can lock up a Darce. I never struggle with finishing Darce chokes. I've got a pretty mean Darce, but it's actually getting them into the position to shoot the arm through. That's where I struggle. I can always get it in an opportunistic scramble, but in like a systematic breakdown to get it, I struggle with. Watch any karate combat? Yeah, usually if when it's on, I'll watch it. And I've spoken with I've had the president Asim, President Awesome. We've had him on our podcast. Lovely guy, very nice dude, enthusiastic, charismatic. Gave me the time of day. Lovely guy. So I'm a big fan. I like what Karate Combat are doing. They're one of the few combat sports promotions which are really standing out on their own, and that's a difficult thing to do when the UFC has an absolute monopoly over the entire environment. So credit to them. Craig Jones is an extra in 7? No way. You must be trolling. Is he actually? You must be baiting. Nah, you got to be baiting, surely. If you can find, there's no way you're telling the truth. If you can find when or where, please do. But I don't know. Oh, and the upper agree. Yeah, I like Karate Combat. I think it's a lot of combat sports promotions are just making all the wrong decisions, in my opinion. That's why Bellator failed. That's why PFL could be doing so much more when they aren't. They're fucking up their promotion. But, listen, Karate Combat are doing great things. They're unique, and that's difficult to do, but they are. Do you think the fighters in the UFC are the best in the world? For the most part, yes, I do. Lol, yes, you are baiting me. Okay, I was about to say that's too good to be true. That would be pretty funny if he was. I mean, Seven's an old movie, to be fair to him. I mean, I was about to say, it seems a bit crazy, right? I was like, fuck's sake. It's like when someone said Paddy Pimblett deadlifted like 500 kilos last week, and I was like I was very tired. I was like, oh yeah, I believe you. And then I did. I was like, Eddie Hall nearly died trying to deadlift 500 kilos. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, all I needed was to take 2 seconds to think about that to realize it was complete horseshit. But I was just a bit past it. They finally fixed the buggy announcer. Yeah. With Karate Combat, though, I like the weird, the VFX stuff they do, like having it all in a different environment. And I love the pit. The pit is such a great idea. Like, pit submissions are sick. They make jiu-jitsu way more exciting. And they just work for karate as well. I love it. It feels much more raw and intimate in terms of the actual arena and the audience there. It's, it just works. I love it. Thoughts on the Eddie Hall fight? To be honest, I don't like Eddie Hall. I think he's an egotistical fucking arsehole. He's a massive narcissist. You can just tell. Not a big fan of the guy. I think he's a bit of a helmet. Helmet is an insult for those who don't know. I'm not a fan of him, to be honest with you. Like, he actually, you know, when he fought those two little dudes in that MMA sort of freak show promotion, it's like he actually got rattled by them as well. It's like, how sad you have to be to do that. And like, he's clearly had his ego so hurt when he lost that boxing match against the Afro Bjornsson guy. And he clearly he has just massive roid rage. Not a fan of the guy at all. Which is a shame because he could be a good role model, but he ain't. Exactly what makes Prime Tony Ferguson so dangerous. After fighting 2 hard rounds with Barboza, he puts so much pressure on him that he shoots on Tony within a second. Yeah, Prime Tony is an animal, man. It's the unorthodoxy as well, along with the relentless pressure. Those two elements put together, there's a reason that guy was undefeated for so long. CGI blew ADCC out of the water. Yeah, you need people like that. That's what Karate Combat are doing in a similar vein. And I know CGI supports them too. But, you know, they're willing to be different. You know, go against the status quo. That's why they've succeeded. I mean, it lays the underhook and puts Barboza on his side. Yeah. It's such a good Darce that is, man. And also, didn't he hit another one? On my crate, I swear there's another one he hit. Maybe earlier on in his career. I can't think of who it was against. I might be wrong there. But yeah, the Barboza one is filthy. I mean, the Makhachev one is... He uses his wrist, though, more than anything, right? He doesn't even shoot the arm all the way through or something like that. He has a different technique for it. I don't like it as much. But Darce is like my second favorite sub. Outside of triangles, I love the Darce choke. It's definitely my favorite arm choke for sure. It's just, so satisfying to lock up. Love it. I'm always shooting for him. Same with like, I mean, a ninja choke or a Bravo choke, they're all pretty much the same thing. Just slightly different variations on it. So I'm always shooting for those as well. I do like a Bravo choke because it's literally the same mechanics, but just without the arm in. So you're just going across the neck. Some of you guys want to know what the fuck I'm even on about, and I do apologize. Couldn't agree more about it. I always thought he was a complete wanker. Everyone else seems to like him. Yeah, he's a complete knobhead. Bas Rutten, now that's a fucking legend. I agree. Love that dude. Bas Rutten is such a G. I'd love to have... I tell you what, I always said on the podcast, weirdly, one of the fighters I'd love to have on is Aljamain Sterling because I'm a big fan of the guy. And I always thought he was overhated. And he clearly is just a sound dude. Good, intelligent guy. Bas Rutten is probably the only guy I'd have ahead of him. Charismatic as dude, funny as hell. He would just make a podcast great. And also just to chat to him, man. Even if it's not on camera, without the microphones, he just seems like a lovable dude. And by all accounts, he is. You know, big fan of the guy. Goya jokes seem cool. What's that? Or am I just missing something? So apologies, Walnut, if I've just completely misread what you're trying to say. You need strong lats to finish the Islam Darce. I definitely don't. You have to really cup your elbows if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because I can't find the correct words for it. No, I get you. He squeezes from a different point, right? I think I understand what you're saying. Because doesn't he shoot through more on the wrist and then he squeezes more, like right more inwards from the shoulders, right? It's weird. The mechanics are weird. Apparently they took Conor off the ESPN UFC main page. Does that mean he's no longer fighting? I wouldn't say it, but I would have said that before, regardless of that news anyway. I've long have said Conor's not going to be fighting. Remember to like the stream. You know it, brother. Thank you, Wolf. Good to have you back. It's pretty dangerous for a steroid-abusing fat guy like Eddie Hall to get into MMA. Ticking time bomb for a heart attack. Yes. Again, I hope he gets laid out, to be honest with you. Guy deserves to be humbled. I think that's what the joke Askren finished Lawler with. Maybe I got the name wrong, my bad. Oh, no, it was a bulldog choke. Yeah. No, that was a bulldog choke, yeah. Not a schoolyard choke. Yeah, I was about to say, I was really confused. Bulldog choke is what you're referring to. No, it's that about other fighters on ESPN. Maybe it's just a brand change. Could be just that. I don't read into these things too much, guys. I think you have to be a bit... I always take a step back when it comes to MMA news and all this drama and, again, little things like that. I just let it happen, man. We'll see what happens. Listen, I like I wait for the days where I wake up in the morning after Dana White does a 5 a.m. announcement to see that Volkanovski steps in to fight Islam Makhachev. That's the shit I live for. When he stepped in at UFC 294 and then Usman was fighting Chimaev as well. A double replacement. That was some of the craziest news. That's probably the craziest MMA news I've woken up to. Genuinely insane. What the fuck was that? Exactly, the choking mechanism is different. Once I start to do it, my efficiency became better with it. That's interesting because I probably won't try and switch to it because I don't tend to need to. Normally, when I get the Darce, I rarely ever don't finish it. Once I lock a Darce, I can't remember the last time I haven't actually finished it. To be honest with you, the only bit I struggle with is actually getting into the position. So I need to work on that. Last night's card was a bit of a sleeper. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I didn't catch all the fights. I only watched from like the main card, some of the main card. But you know. Again, I'm not a hardcore as I used to be anymore. Don't got it. Bulldog, yeah, I thought it was cool. Yeah, I mean, it is similar, right? It's almost like that classic school headlock. Seeing McGregor in the White House was like a fever dream. I don't even know how that. I mean, it turned into an impromptu press conference, and what it is refreshing to see is that pretty much all of Ireland still absolutely despises him as much as he will try and convince you otherwise, and so will some of the internet try and convince you otherwise. He does not have a holy hope in hell of becoming president or prime minister of Ireland, whichever one it is. Like, it's just not even possible. Pretty much everyone there despises that man. So that tells you what people think about him. Ever seen Bas Ritten's old videos? Yeah, yeah, of course. I haven't watched all of them, like, in depth, but he's just funny as fuck. Yeah, of course. That's that MMA heritage, bro. He was also in that. He was in a few movies, right? He was in the one with Kevin James in it, but I can't remember what it's called. I haven't watched it. Where the guy, he's the teacher who becomes the MMA fighter, and then Bas Rutten coaches him. He's actually quite good in the clips I've seen. Mayor Man representing Ireland wins international mullet competition after huge support. No, not looking it up. I don't know. I don't want to get into that, bro. Missed a lot playing Helldivers. Nice, bro. I haven't been playing it as much recently. I've been playing a lot on my Steam Deck, my newly acquired Steam Deck. I've been playing a lot of Rollerdrome, which is great. Well, I don't say a lot. I've just picked it up recently. That game is so much fun. I've been meaning to play it for like a year and a half, 2 years. Like I picked up a long ass time ago. CS. I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike recently. Getting back into Counter-Strike. I always pick up and drop CS on various occasions. That game makes me hate myself, but I will forever love it. It's exactly my clone. Okay, fine. Fine. This is about to be mad disrespectful. Really? Okay. Is it? No, you're trolling, man. Oh, get fucked, bro. Can't be asked. Opening cases is fun. Yeah, I have unboxed a knife, and my dumbass still kept opening cases after that periodically. But I did eventually unbox a knife. I ain't showing the fans. I'm not having that disrespect. Picked up Robocop Rogue City for 9. Is it good? I've been meaning to play that. Is it any good? It looks like fun. I remember when they first showed off, I was like, man, this kind of looks like shit. And then the more I looked at it, I said, actually, this does look kind of fun. And I don't think it sold as well as it probably should have done, but it does look good, just lobbing people and smashing them against walls and shit. Looks cool. Might pick it up. Looks just like dumb fun. Hidden Gem, apparently. Or Robocop. Yeah, I might give it a crack. I mean, I just picked up Repo, which is that new Lethal Company ripoff, which apparently is really good. I'm going to play that with some friends, probably over the week or so. But apart from that, bro, I've just been playing a lot of CS. This is what I'm saying. I don't really buy a lot of new games. I rarely buy games, to be honest with you. Split Fiction I bought, and I played like 2.5 hours of, but I haven't actually got around to playing more in like 2 weeks because I need my brother to get back on it. But meaning to play that. Shout out Joseph Flores and all the Hazelight guys. They make some great shit. But I mean, I always play a lot of stuff. It's like playing the film. I've never watched it. I've been meaning to watch the original, but I just never have. But I can tell. Obviously, I know the vibes of the movie, and they can tell they've clearly hit it. And no to both of those questions, Ali and K. I have not. The most recent movie I watched. What did I watch recently? I was gonna watch Mickey 17 in cinemas, but I haven't. Adolescence is a TV show, but I watched that. That was great. What else did I watch? I can't even remember off the top of my head. Trump is controlled opposition. What does that even mean? I do know. I feel like I do and I don't, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. What does that mean? Comprises one or more political parties that are opposed to the government. Yes, I would say so. I think so. I mean, considering he's trying to. Oh, it's led by government. Oh wait, no. I don't even know. I'm confused. I mean, regardless of what it means, I will say he's definitely against the government, which is very bad. Adolescence was picked. Yeah, it was great. It was really good. Do you plan on watching the Minecraft movie? Nah, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Just Jack Black saying, "I am Steve" for 2 hours. I don't know if I can hack that. Flint and steel. I'll keep if I. Well, this is what the internet does to me. Apparently, Mickey 17 is woke and cringe. I hate Critical Drinker. I think he's cringe and unfunny. Honestly, he can have his opinions or whatever, but he did that shit where he slagged off The Boys season 4 or season 3, whichever one. Season 4, and he hadn't even fucking watched it. He spent 20 minutes ranting about it, and he hadn't even seen it. The guy's a clown. I mean, listen, Some stuff I do think they go overboard in terms of movies with like muddling messages and shit like that. Sure, I think most time it's all just people just want to be angry at something, so they point the finger, and he's a perfect example of that. He is awful. That guy, cringe as shit. Stephen Graham is the best Scouse actor ever. I can't think of another one except from Jodie. What's her name? Jodie something. Jodie Comer. That's it. She's Scouse, but she hides the accent. As a child, I yearned for the mines. Oh god, I hate you. I hate all of you for making me do this. All my other hobbies, mate. I love jiu-jitsu. I love games. Those are my two passions. Those two. I love music. Listening to music all the time. I mean, I pretty much always listen to music. I'm probably missing some glaring ones. But yeah, man. I mean, games has always been my first love, so I'd probably say something along those lines. Yeah. Games and jiu-jitsu are my main two, for sure. I like D&D as well. Shout out D&D. I haven't played it in a while, but every time I do play it, it's great. You know, you call me and my boys. We've had a campaign going since like 2017, and we've just played it on and off throughout the years. Still on the same campaign. D&D's fun. You can call it nerd if you want. I don't give a fuck. It's sick. D&D is goated, bro. It's just great fun. Had some great times. How old are you? 23. I just turned 23, though. Definitely don't look it, brother. And I'm gonna long for that for a while. I'm gonna hold on to that. Listen, I want to be like Ralph Macchio, you know, Karate Kid. That guy's like 60 something, and he looks like he's in his late 40s. Hopefully, I can maintain that. Rather be young now and then maintain that youthful exuberance, you know. What do you think about Ro Rasas? For all the control time he had, he did 0 damage. I don't think he's overrated, bro. He's just young. You can't. He's underrated, man. I'm sorry, not underrated. He's not overrated. I think it's harsh. The guy's 20 years old. You know, he's green as hell. Think about Chase Hooper a few years ago. Look how well he's done since then. The guy is very young. He's got a lot of time. I think for how good he is at 20, I think it's very, very impressive. Still got a lot of stuff to work on. Of course he will. And yeah, he nearly got caught with a couple of darces here. It was Darce or an anaconda. I can't remember. One of the two. And you know, it happens, man. He's 20, but he still won. Yeah, he could have done more damage. Could have done. But you know, he'll learn. He'll learn. And you know, he's doing well. I thought he did good. Yeah, calm under a lot of pressure. I agree. It's difficult to in those high pressure situations, especially with being deep in a choke like that. It's difficult. He held his own. He did well. He showed a lot of fighting maturity and IQ at 20 years of age. So, I mean, put it this way: in 10 years' time, he'll be in his prime. 10 fucking years. That's a long time, and he's this good at 20. I think the sky's the limit for him at the moment. You know, it's unrealistic to expect him to start dominating everyone. You know, he's still got to fill his frame. He's still got skills to learn. Mickey 17 villain is based on Trump. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know, man. If that isn't political pandering, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It can be a critique on politics. I don't think that's fine. Everything is all art is inherently political. Like it just is. Like it inherently is. There's always a message behind art. Like within reason, you know. Generally speaking, there's always something behind art. So I don't really have any problems with it. My problem isn't with that. It's more so with how explicit they make it. I think that's a fair argument. You know, when people shove shit like there's no nuance to it, and it's just there's no intricacies or nuance to that kind of thing. That's when it gets annoying because I just don't think it's done well. But done well, I think it's great. Like I think Barbie, for the most part, did a good job of actual good political nuance. I think it was for the most part. There's a couple of bits I didn't like, but I think it was just very much pandering. Like the script was clearly just saying shit, and it was so much in your face, which I didn't like. But for the most part, I thought like the subtext of Barbie as a movie and shit like that was actually quite good. I think it did quite a good job. Are we still live? We are, man. For a little bit. Oh shit, we've been going a long time. Fucking hell. You can see what I mean. I've been waffling. I'll tell you. Yeah. You almost shouldn't have said it because I would have kept going. I'm gonna have to go jump off in a second. I realize now. But you know, chokes tight they were. What would be next? Still deciding, Nolan. Good to have you. Dustin Poirier, I definitely will down the line. Probably when he retires or when he gets his next fight announced. Thought D&D was a made-up ball game. Stranger Things, that's crazy, bro. Bro, D&D's been around since the 80s, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. It's fucking awesome. You should play it. Everything coming from Hollywood is overly political. Why else viewership is lower and lower every year? People are fed up with it. I don't think that's why. It's just that award ceremony is low-key kind of boring. I do understand to an extent. I do agree, but it's just a matter of the manner of how it's done. I got no problem with politics in movies as long as it's done it's done confidently and smartly. Because a lot of movies don't do that. They just shove it in your face with no nuance. whether you know you can agree or disagree with or whatever, that's fine. But it's just a matter of the nuance they do to actually put it in the movie seamlessly, and it doesn't break the immersion. That's when I don't like it. But DD seems like a ton of fun. I've always had friends to try and get me to join, but I've always declined. You shouldn't. You should definitely do it. If you've got someone who's a good DM, dungeon master who makes the whole story and the sort of driving force, it'll be great. You need a good dungeon master, and then after that, it's easy. It's so much fun, man. Love it, love it. I mean, if you love that, you'll love Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, if you played Baldur's Gate 3, you'll pick up D&D easy because it's literally the same game. That's why I've picked up Baldur's Gate 3 easy because I played D&D. But if you've gotten the other way around, you'll understand D&D very, very, very quickly. It's pretty much exactly the same game. It's just pen and paper. But I appreciate you guys. I think that will be where I'm going to have to head off. Love you and leave you. We've already been running a little bit over because you guys got me a little bit too excited. D&D live stream? No, I don't think so. I'd have to get my friends to consent to that, and I don't think they would. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Please play Baldur's Gate first. So it's fucking awesome game. Best game ever made, I actually think. Which is high praise from me because I've played a lot of games, and that is definitely one of my favorites. Awesome game. And you guys are awesome as well. So thank you for being here for this lovely little chill stream. I'll see you again on Thursday. Video will be over the next 2 weeks. Stream will hopefully, podcast will hopefully be tomorrow. Appreciate you all. Love you and leave you. Have a good morning, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you're in the world. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. And I'll see you pretty soon. See you later.